Okay, we're back, and it looks like everything's everything's peachy. I think our sound is now working properly as intended. Sorry for the I don't know what happened. But it's I haven't restarted my PC in a while, and it's a good procedure, good protocol to follow. Every once in a while, you need to click that restart button and get it back in shape. So hopefully, everything's okay. All right, guys, welcome back. We're not going to be doing any fancy schmancy intros. I know you like those, but today's an impromptu stream, just a follow-up to our yesterday's analysis and outlook. And I'd like to bring this to your attention. Tonto?
Yes, CR.
Can you turn down the music, turn it off for a second? I can't hear anything.
Sure thing, CR.
Good. 3 hours of streaming, ladies and gentlemen, last night, exclusively, freely, here on this channel. Subscribe if you haven't, because I left you with this. See it. I see the flag. You know what's putting me off, even though we looked at everything? It's this. The distance from the flag to here has been made. We have a dragon skin, and I think it's along, and I think we'll run that area there, unfortunately. So for those, okay, that was the final note that I left you with. Tonto,
Yes, CR.
bring the music back.
Sure, CR.
You don't have to call my name every time.
Got it, CR.
Jesus. Anyways, Jujutsu. Yeah. So, look at these divergences. One after the other. You hang in there, Radosh. You'll be all right. Let's recap. What are some of the most important points that we covered last night? Number one was, and this long setup on the short that we had here, all right, the little short that we had, it was advised to take profit because it's made the distance, okay, and it's found some support. In the beginning of the stream, I have warned you guys that if you choose to hold, you're going to have to put a stop loss right here, which was kind of, it was a big distance, it wasn't really necessary to risk that much on this trade. But yeah, if you had it there, it got run, and that was the warning that we started with in the beginning of the stream. And then at the end of the stream, we said that we're going to go up and run this level completely. And guess what? Remember that setup? This is what's happening. Going forward, I expect us to now do that corrective move down. Now, we're seeing a little bull flag. I don't know how much further upside there is to this, but I think it's enough. Bitcoin needs to chop. Our whole analysis was based on chop, sideways, grind up, and then impulse. We never talked about a short continuation here, and we looked at the intraday charts as well to identify why that was not the case and why this was probably a buy. And sure enough, it did what we expected it to do. Now, the next thing to pay attention to here is that now there's going to be a lot of chop until the monthly candle open, which is tonight, tomorrow, and I think this will be there's a potential for this to be a corrective move. for the next intraday play. I think this flag here, if it plays out, then I don't know. I have no analysis on a monthly open. I'll let the monthly candle run to wherever it wants to run, and open a short then, because we're very close to maxing out our run up here potential. When we called the bottom at 30K, we said that we're going to be seeing mid 40s, and we're right there. So if we go and hit that 45 mark, 43 was my maximum distance for this particular play. And looking at the indicators here, it's telling me that there's still a little bit of strength left, but I think a little correction here is possible now. We just had the first attempt at dragon skin, and you're looking at a 4-hour time frame here where we have a baseline reclaim plus a retest according to our strategy. That retest happened overnight. A couple of things to watch here is that the value line stays, is what the rejection point was. It's also an excessively bullish candle, so you have a blue dot there, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a long. This happens at the tail end of a green cloud that we're seeing here, the money flow, and I think this will take some time for it to actually play out. So I think the direction from here is down. So whoever's holding their Sujitsu positions right now, I think you guys are better off and then not focusing on the charts and just kind of stay hedged for a little bit until we resolve this area over here. So you already know what to do. I think true resistance is still a little higher than where we are right now, but at the same time, this is the place where I would expect price to start chopping on a monthly open. I think it's going to go up, going to go down, and so I recommend. We have had about 4 trades back to back, all winning trades, and it is now time to sit back and watch what it does. There's going to be heightened volatility here. But ultimately, there's a potential to get caught in here. Very easy to make mistakes. I think vol will actually die off and then accelerate a little bit into the 3rd, 4th day into the week post weekend. We have a huge gap at the top end, at the bottom. So either way, there's a potential for both scenarios here. But so far so good. We have been trending as expected, and if you remember, we had marginally lower lows and arched bottom over here that gave us a price target of 43 to be precise, and we almost hit it. I know a lot of traders are looking at this and they're calling this a resistance zone. It remains to be seen. If this gets run, my short will be sitting automatically, starting with a ladder positioning at 45 all the way to 50 as maximum distance, and after that I have no clue what Bitcoin's deal is. However, dollar's been correcting a little bit, and I think it's affecting Bitcoin's price quite nicely right now. So this is likely to continue to expand, I think, into the mid 40s, and that was my prediction 3 months ago when we were somewhere around here. We had to wait for all of this to go a little back. 2 months ago, I'm sorry, my dates are all messed up. Anyways, the same setups that we have shared in the platoon, that last thread that I started, that chart is now complete. Now, if you look back and look at it on Discord, you will see that I don't know how to open Discord here. I think it's on the other computer. Yeah, but if you go to the platoon, you will see in Discord that we have a setup, and it's basically now complete. We had this impulse that we were waiting for, and it finally happened. And now it is expected that we will start to bleed out on the monthly candle. So I'm not sure if it goes higher, then that's not really, I don't have a plan for that. However, we do have areas to buy back in. We have quite a strong trend line that if it breaks, we'll see, according to the chart that I have shared in the platoon, that is still valid. I'm not dismissing it. We could potentially see a drop as illustrated on that chart. So go back and reference that for your information. But that is basically my play right now. What's happening here is that I am 1x hedged on futures short right now, currently. From somewhere from around 42, well, on futures is 43,200 basically. But from there, I expect price to kind of go sideways and now start looking to the downside basically. Now, if the trend line is still intact, a few days from now, by Monday, it should be okay. But if it starts to near it and we bleed out closer to it and then test it one more time, I think it's going to break, and we're going to have a period of profit taking here, and that's going to bring us back down to about the 35 level as a retest point, and potentially with an overshoot lower to close a gap with a very violent bounce back into the range over here. So that is what we're dealing with right now. For people that have a position, I don't know why you're short. We were short, we had to take profit right here. The profit calling was made a point at 38,370, thereabouts. Our entry was somewhere around here, average at 42,200, and we got ourselves a nice 1,200 point move. Now, last night when I signed off, we said that we were going to probably run up, and I don't see how this is going lower. We also had one chart at play, which was right here. And I ask you to please pay attention to the knife. We talked about the ATR. Hopefully you guys know it, but by this point, like, the lessons, they should be stacking up, and you know that the best method to actually evaluate and take profit is by looking at ATR values relative to our baselines and how we position ourselves according to historical price data. So this was a place where you could have gone long on the off chance that it wasn't going to fall. It was just a second touch over here. However, I do think that this breakout could potentially be a little fake out, and we're coming back at least for a retest down to 40,500 or so. So that's an area to watch and see how price reacts at that particular level. It's very interesting to observe and analyze this price action, as we saw a little triangle here where we had a break. So it swept all the highs, all the stops, and then it came back down. It's a classic. And it swept all the lows over here, all the stops. Then it actually went up, created another triangle, swept all the lows over here, and now it swept all the highs. If you think about it inversely, and what happened here is due to happen here, which means this is going to trend sideways, retest it. Many people may buy that retest, and it will actually fall and go lower. That is my take on current price behavior for Bitcoin. I think it makes a lot of sense, and we've been on a winning roll so far since the bottom over here. Our trade was last here, profit taking occurred here, a little short was here, we averaged out. Thanks to this little sell-off here, we were able to get out, and we had a short in this consolidation range, took profit here, We had a long setup last night. We said that this area is going to get run. And now that we have a couple of things in our charts that are looking like they're completing some sort of price action here, is telling us we need to pay attention, because we have a number of things happening. First of all, the monthly open. Second of all, we're way above the weekly CPR points. So that is something to watch. Usually when it happens on the first attempt, price tends to come back down to those magnet areas at the CPR points. Use your DSR to analyze and see where those are. I recommend you split your chart in two. And for this particular setup, I'm going to jump back to the platoon tomorrow and do it exclusively there. This is not going to be a public video. We gave away 4 great trades over here for free in the live streams, and now we're going to slow down a little bit and go back to the platoon and do it play by play in there for the members only. And so that is going to be a guided, I was going to say guided meditation, traditation. And we're going to do it through Discord, in the video channel inside of our Discord. Keep an eye on the thread, because I'll update it and throw all these charts in there as well. And so for those who don't have a position, you're on your own right now. I cannot recommend opening a position at this point. I think we need to see what this break was all about. I don't have any volume. I haven't done volume analysis today, so I'm not really sure. All I know is that according to the patterns and the price action, what was required of it happened overnight, and it was a good tiny long here. But now this breakout, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I'm gonna watch and see if Bitcoin can actually prove to me that it wants to go higher. This is the exact same thing I'm reiterating. I said this yesterday in the live stream, that I want to see if Bitcoin can pull its hands back up and actually come here, give me a retest, hold it, and start moving higher. If that's the case, we have another long setup. But how we execute that, like I said, I'm gonna detail that over in the platoon. But it's pretty interesting how we talk about these things all the time here, and for the uninitiated or less experienced people, we talk about these patterns where price jumps out, and the reason many breakout traders fail is because price does this, right? And then when it starts to consolidate at this level, it starts to consolidate, paints another flag. What happens is that it has a spike up. Sorry, in this case over here, breakdown, and then it spikes up, stays there a little bit, and then comes back down and starts bleeding away from that level. And there is no support. It's just gonna fly right through it. So a classic example of those breakout points. I'm actually happy that it's happening. The chart right now is your best friend in terms of education, showing you exactly what we have been drilling here for the longest time ever. And it's kind of like your free course right now that Bitcoin is giving. It's showing you very clean setups, and we have been prepared for pretty much every major leg except for this one little area right here where this gap, like I don't know if it's going to close or not. Probably not, but if it will, it's going to take a while. And if it does, I don't know if we can call it a resumption of the bull run. So we're yet to see what's going to happen here. So just a couple of things over here. Let's draw a little trend line and see how a potential breakdown can support us somewhere around this point right here. Already sitting there. So support is not within the territory of the squeeze pattern here, but rather a failed breakout and then the taking of the low over here. Next time it tries to retest this, I think it'll fail and it'll get stuck at around 38 for a little while, and dip down to 35. I think it's a good area to long. We'll take it from there, play by play. But for now, here's our performance chart. You remember this? So I expected to chop here for a little while. I'm not sure if it can actually run higher. Let's see what the monthly candle brings, and then take it from there. That's about it. So nothing really changed. It's been only a day. Last night's stream is where it's at. A detailed breakdown of all of these things, and then some. I recommend people watch it as a separate instructional video, and not only that, but there are a lot of insights into things in that live stream. I think we had a great live stream last night that covered all points completely. And today, this is all I have for you. Take it or leave it. We're doing great. Everything is going according to the plan. Let's see what happens. The weekend is here. I have a birthday event that I need to be at tomorrow, so I won't be around, which is good. I think this was an active week so far, and so we need to take a little pause, a little break, and the weekend is going to, on the off chance that this is some sort of, an intraday top, I am already hedged and short on the futures just in case, to preserve that value of Bitcoin, because hey, 30% gain on a 30k Bitcoin that was valued about a week ago. I'll take it. So there we are. And the beautiful thing about this is that if you do decide to hedge, you can still play the long setup as price moves up. If we do it and I signal it and we have a play, don't worry about that hedge position. You can stay and hold it. It's not going to do major damage, and it's actually the proper way to position yourself right now. And of course, everything is under 1x. We're not using any leverage unless you're scalping on lower time frames. That's on you. You have MarketSpy, you're okay. Bybit Pro, you're faster than lightning. Everything else, let's take the weekend and enjoy it and not worry about things too much, because we need to see what's next here on Bitcoin. Critical level here is resistance getting run, or is it going to be a failed setup? In my experience, most of them are failed setups. If Bitcoin is able to surprise me, good for you, buddy. We'll take it from there. But so far, it is showing signs of weakness, and I don't think about this flag here. We're seeing the bull flags. This is what you have to understand. When price is creeping up like this and people start calling bear flags and everything, right? By the book, it is, but by the actual feel of the market is there are not that many sellers and more buyers are stepping in. Volume analysis shows us that this candle here was pretty much the top, and everything here, this consolidation is a non-tradable area, but it is, I believe, setting up to be a good short opportunity. That's not to say that you should open a short, but I am saying that people who are holding this and are a little bit underwater, I think there's a rescue boat coming your way. I think you should step away from the charts and not worry about it. If you have a stop or a line in the sand, make sure you understand it, respect it, and accept it. If not, I think this price action is telling me that it's going to come back for you. Hopefully you're within this range down to the 36, 35 low. I think you should be okay there. May take a while, but nevertheless, it's going to happen, and pretty soon. In terms of what we're seeing on MarketSpy, the momentum is going to die. We have many divergences. There's a likely chance that this is actually going to dump before it pumps. If, however, it does pump, then prepare to see a very rapid expansion in value and appreciation of Bitcoin's price. I think the next target area is definitely the mid 40s all the way up to 50, where the real resistance starts to actually make sense. This one right now is a logical resistance that traders interpret as such, but I don't know if the market is agreeing with it or there's enough liquidity to actually get rejected from here. So let's see how it does. Monthly open is very important. Nothing crazy is going to happen. I think it's going to go sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down in a long consolidated range. And eventually we should be able to tell if this is an immediate short opportunity or we should be positioning to go long. So on Armageddon right now, using some tools over here, we can tell, by the way, what we talked about yesterday, dragon skin, pyramid, long, good, rejection. If you flip the chart around, you understand that this is a potential short setup where we have a baseline reclaim, retest, and an entry for a short. For those people who are thinking about going short here, you do have a setup and a relatively good risk to reward ratio. If you use your calculator inside of Bybit Pro, you should be able to get a little HC play here. Not that far. Basically up to this level of around 4,200 or thereabouts. And your stop is located right at the peak of this candle. So take it for what it is. You want to throw a couple of contracts in there. Make sure it does not exceed your agreed upon loss that you signed with Bybit Pro. And if that's okay, you can speculate, put a couple of $100 on it, watch it go down, take those sats, bring it home. It's great. We do have a setup, but the trend has been up. If it's coming to an end, you're going to snipe the top. Doesn't mean you should go crazy and leverage up. As a matter of fact, if you're sniping bottoms to tops, you should do it with low leverage, because by the time you exit, it's going to take some time. So you're holding this for a couple of days, maybe weeks, and 1x can generate quite a nice return on your portfolio. If you're playing a scalp or you have a setup within a lower time frame, sure, you can go 5x, whatever, and scale up a little bit. The number of contracts will, of course, determine your leverage. The slider on Bybit.com does not really matter how much you put, 5x, 10x. It's the number of contracts that determines that. So if you're playing it with cross, keep that in mind, size accordingly, and do it that way, and you should be in good hands. So just on the chance that this is a little short setup and it's actually going to hold, which to me it looks like, there are many divergences there. If this was a bottom, we have a regular bear divergence, 2 in a row, and price keeps going up. This is irritating the market a little bit. I think there will be consequences as a result. Not immediately. Like I said, it will chop. It may even go up to here, 43, and then chop sideways and kind of do this thing over here like this, like a little annoying setup, and then we'll start trending. So that is from where I said, if that's the case. Now, usually drops are a lot faster. They don't need too much consolidation, but we're looking at 2 days, 20 hours. We have a weekend that's coming up ahead. Makes sense. Monday, price action, probably a rejection. We're going to fly back down. If not, we have some sort of true trend confirmation, and we may at that point start looking to challenge the previous high, even, believe it or not. But we're at this point where we're kind of like in the sweet spot between what we call the bottom, 29K, and there's 60K, and we're like right in between at a 45 mark. Double the performance, and there we go. We're challenging the highs, but halfway through is an HC half candle theory point. And I think that's where price tends to slow down a little bit and takes a little rest. Especially, we're going to see a lot of people that are going to be jumping in bullish, this and that, you know, candle after candle, pumping, and that's good for us if you're aiming to go short. That's actually in your favor. Just realize that if Bitcoin chooses a direction, it tends to last for a little while. So shorting is very frustrating, and you can only do it when you have a setup like this. We had one rejection of the baseline equilibrium zone, the dragon skin play, and it was a very powerful move up overnight, considering that we have been consolidating for so long, dropped, and that was quite nice. But this just dwarfed it. These two over here, this candle. But I think you know, it's going to start slowing down from here forward. Yeah, sketchy divs, weekend, Sykes already got the 6th sense tingling, you know. Resistance level, perceived logical resistance level from traders across the world, okay? The 45er, kind of like mid 40s that we were aiming for from 2 months ago, we're finally here, and that was the point. So let's see if we can find more evidence on the chart to suggest that we may be topping out, which I think we are. This is the candle that we were waiting for from 3 days ago, and that we thought we would see yesterday. So far so good, it's been accurate, but golden rule is, if you're on a roll and your analysis is good, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, there's going to be, like, the next day, based on probabilities, you're going to be wrong. This is why I suggest we take the weekend off and step away from it. I'm hedged, and I don't care if it goes up. I have a way to make it work. If that's what you want to do, you can do so. But I'm going to be jumping to the platoon to explain how we can better position ourselves for Monday. Because I do believe that on the candle open, we may not see too much craziness, but it may require, Bitcoin will need 2 to 3 days to actually decide which way it wants to go. I'm telling you, it's good to step back. There's a period to play, too long to look for shorts, and there's also a period to actually give it space and kind of choose a direction and then play it in that particular direction. So let's see what happens. We have a baseline reclaim retest on 4 hours. How valid is it? Go to the daily chart. We have one red candle. The potential here is quite good. Last night's stream, take a look at it. I'm not going to go over this again. Everything is marked on the chart already. You already know what to look for. You know, we made the distance. We came to where we wanted to be. We saw this one final push, this candle. And it remains to be seen if we can actually keep going up, but nothing goes up forever, especially when you have 12 candles in a row, like 12 days of non-stop uptrend with zero pullbacks that retested any sort of resistance levels turned to support. There was no retest of anything. There was no resistance in the way. But there was at the same time, the blue bar over here. So I think that we're going to actually see those levels. Take it and run with it. But it's going to take some time, and it's going to get a little messy. We're due for some monthly candle open volatility here. We talked about how July was going to be a profitable month in the middle of July. We were off by about 10 days or so. It kind of started to happen closer to the end of the month on the 21st, and we were like, on the 15th, we were like, okay. The bottom is near, start accumulating, you know, scale all the way down to 28. She's going to shoot up. We have a banana pattern, you know, arching bottom here. Boom, levels identified. Here we are. So right now, we work really hard to put this in perspective, understand it, and trade it however we want it. Shorting it, longing it, we just knew the direction. And on the intraday charts, when you had pullbacks and little MarketSpy signals, you could have been long. Like on this pyramid, for example, last night, together with our analysis of expecting this candle, yeah, you know, you could be short, you could be scaling in into a short here, valid. You could be longing on the signal, valid. So, you know, a play is a play is a play. In the end, doesn't make you money. And you might have to wait a little bit if you're short and you're averaged a little too soon. I tried my best to warn you yesterday that you should take profit on this. I don't see it going down. I told you that I saw that the flag made the distance and that there was nowhere, there's no more, you know, calculations were mwah. And I said, I think it's gonna run up. It's just a little quicker than a slow sort of grind, but we did have that on lower time frames, and then we had an impulse. So good. Everything's a lesson. Treat it as such. Let's move on. So first patch of red since the reclaim over here. Structural change of the market, and we have yet to retest any one of these structural changes on this chart. And this hot pocket here is the beginning of that price action that is going to take us sideways, break the parabola, and finally allow us to go see those lows. I'm hedged, aka short, on Bitcoin currently at this level using futures, the 12. BTC USD 1231. That's the one. They're speculating that 43 or higher is the potential top for Bitcoin. I think it's a good price for me to kind of lock this this account in, and so that's what I'm going to do. The rest of it, the other one, I'm not touching it. Just gonna let it do its thing. And of course, profit taking. Remember, ATR values are very important, and so I told you yesterday, once you make that 4-hour ATR value, you should take profit if you're going short. It's a great short, but goddamn, no, some of you didn't. Maybe even you went short. I don't know why, but we have to fight those demons. I would not suggest something that may completely. It's not in my best interest to just throw out some ideas that don't make any sense. And so traders, be warned, and tell you to take profit. And when we say that we have made the distance, assume that this is the end of it and that we're expecting another candle up that's going to run this level. Maybe it's time to pay attention. Maybe it's time to pay attention. All right, so what's going on, Platoon? Let me look up in the what the chat is saying over there. Nada. Why does everyone go to the moon on crypto face and it was like stickers and everything, and here it's like, yeah, man, I see what you're saying. Zip. You know, there's nothing. Hype it up, guys. Talk to each other. We're family. I don't bite. Maybe I do. Sometimes. Ritalin. Okay, yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, sign of life. I appreciate it. There you are. Oh. Who dislikes the stream? Mamoni. You don't know? Like, I'm pretty sure I can count them on my fingers. They're not that many. But the few that dislike it are, you know, they're just like, damn it! I should have done this first. I don't know. Maybe it's a losing trader that's kind of irritated right now. And they're like, fuck this guy, man.
This motherfucker said to go short. No, he's talking about going long.
But what they don't realize is the voices in their head. It's nobody else. Never, ever, ever point a finger at something or somebody and say that was Elon Musk's fault or his fault or your fault. It's your fault. It's our fault. Okay, we take responsibility for our own trades and our direction in life. And so it's the best feeling in the world when you got nobody to blame. You settle down very fast. Exactly, VR customs. Exactly. A lot of the questions we have in regards to the channel or even trading, we kind of already know the answers. But for the sake of keeping it alive, we conversate, regurgitate, and talk about things like, reinstate all our thoughts and ideas over and over again just to, because, affirmations, they're needed. They're needed. We tend to forget little things, But we already know who hates the channel, who's who does what. But I can tell you one thing, dude. Based on the views versus the likes, we have a lot of stalkers, silent observers. And those guys are smart. I applaud them. Very smart. Anyhow. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity here. Oh yeah, and it could be related to the undie video yesterday. It was like, I want to see more of that. You should do more videos where you wear only underwear, even though it's pixelated. I got a kick out of that. All right, calm down. We'll, the time and the place. I was just trying to get a point across yesterday, but no. You guys are great. We're not asking for much. All we want to know is what's Bitcoin going to do next. That's all that matters. But I may resort to emojis where I hold my face like this and I go exclamation marks, emojis everywhere, and ridiculous thumbnails that almost, had to go naked almost to get their attention. I don't know what it takes. VR Custom says, I'm short from 45,659, but it busted up more, so I'll wait for it. Good plan. It happens, don't care. Don't compare. Don't worry about it. Just these things will happen, and it's fine. Just get out of that trade as soon as you can, and don't hold it hoping that, hey, might as well hold it lower, because what if it does go lower? What if it does break this trend line and goes down to here and be a profitable trade? Or like I said, have that game plan where you're trying to average out, and also be sure to have your stops in place. I don't know, you need to figure this out if you're short. But yeah, that's all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this wasn't going to be a full stream. I'm kind of low on energy. It's been a long day, preparations. It's a birthday thing for my son tomorrow. Little guy thinks I'm drawing all day long. Welcome home, guys. Welcome home. I am drawing, but you know, maybe in children's minds, kids, they think that's what adults do, you know? And they do this and then they hear daddy screaming, "Welcome home, Bitcoin, home run, Bitcoin," every time there's a good trade. Home run, right? And they're thinking, is he watching sports? Is he drawing? What is he talking about? Like, here comes daddy, what are you doing? Daddy's a painter, and daddy gets paid when the painting is good, little guy. Understand? And he goes, "Oh, I see. No, you don't see. Not yet, but you will." Probably end up doing something else. You know, children, they're you're thinking, your fantasy is like, yeah, he's gonna be just like his old man. He'll do the same thing. He'll probably be sick of it because he sees it every day, and when he grows up, he'll be into something else. It's not gonna be finance, markets, or anything. He'll be like bored of all this stuff and do something else. It's completely like 180 degrees opposite of this. But anyways, good stuff, good stuff. You guys understand. Make it an NFT and cash out. I don't know, you guys, who's good with graphics here? Nobody. I don't know. We need some good graphics for NFTs, and not only NFTs but other things as well. Kids is where it's at. Yeah, they teach you a lot. We think we're teaching them, but how many times you found yourself, like, kid says some shit and you just go, whoa, what? Blows your mind, right? You didn't see that coming. It just came out of his mouth, this little simple analogy or some observation of theirs, and you're like, holy smokes, you're right. But like, how? I never, you know. God damn it. Kids, they see a lot. They see a lot of things that we don't. Their eyes are pure. We have biases and shit, expectations, you know. We're like, we want to see things. They don't want to see anything. They're just seeing what they're seeing, and they're like, hey, check it out. Guess what? And then we're like, you know what? This Bitcoin, it better go to that level right there, because I think, you know, it's time. I want to see if Bitcoin goes to that level, and then I'll open a position, because if it does that, then it supports my theory, my idea. And the kids come up to the chart, and I ask him, short or long? And he goes, short. Why? I don't know. But 2 days later, it's like, God damn it, I should have shorted, man. Bet on that kid, because there's something that he sees, and it's purity. You know, there's no bias. Daddy goes short. Why? No, I can't. It's too risky listening to a child. 2 days later, you're like, oh my God, he was so right. But you can't. It still feels like gambling at that point. It's better to have your lines. It's better to have your little symbols on the chart, and then you can be more confident and take a trade. As a professional trader, you rely on your tools of the trade. Can't dig a hole without a shovel. You know, if you're plumbing, what are you gonna do? Obviously. But I'm just saying, kids, they see things. There you go. We never hear children playing or disturbing the streams. Either you have a bat cave or a very educated son. Bat cave, trust me, they're a couple of yards across from here. I don't want to flex, but it'll take time for them to get here. If they wanted to, randomly, which it happened once. I don't know if you guys heard, but it was like a quick kind of like a bike whoosh sound, you know, just whizzing by. Are you expecting a pullback where we're at now? Yep, check out last night's stream. We're expecting this candle up, and now I think it's due to retrace a little bit. I think that was a little FU candle, but it's gonna go sideways, and then we have a monthly open. It's going to push it up a little bit, pull it back down a little bit, go sideways a little bit. This consolidate, I don't think it'll be that deep. If it is, good. I'm hedged short. But the first short down there did not play out. Don't think that it will play out this time around. I mean, the trend is telling you that I want to go higher, and so I'm in the buy the dip mode right now. But obviously I'm not a crazy to be buying it right here. This is not a dip. Give me 4, 5, 6 daily candles, either sideways or something, down to at least 36, and then I'll consider it. Until then, I'm not touching it. Into the weekend, like I said, when you have good back-to-back trades, you know the next trade is when you're going to step on a mine due to volatility, and the market is going to do something completely unexpected. And I think we need to give it that space to express itself, to settle down, to give us a couple of, you know, we can't have a pattern with only green candles. There is no pattern. It's just greenery all the way up, you know. So we need to have a period of consolidation. Could take a little week. Now, let's bring this back. This is a performance graph. You see this breakout right here? Now, if it comes back, once again, the retest level is here. We talked about how it will need to shed a couple of percent points of its gains in order to continue rising higher. But knowing Bitcoin, this thing can go all the way up to here, at which point I am short. I'm short at HC of this whole move, which would be from from here to here is this line right here, right? And I think this is the true resistance that will not be flipped to support. This trend line breakout, it's okay, it's fine. But I'm not really interested in Bitcoin after this. We like I said, we projected these, we saw them play out, and now we need a little pullback. We already had a plan. We have a plan to buy back post correction, and we also talked about how traders will come in. They will come in and they will attempt to call this region right here, right? Potentially, they will attempt to call a head and shoulder or the bottoming out, right? So for that, we need to correct back down, scare a lot of people, and then I think that's a great buying opportunity. Maybe even close the gap. That would be double kill, right? But so far, I think this is going to fake out and then pull back. That's what I truly think. I think we may see something like this, like some very annoying price action. It's still in play. Check it out. You see this? Sideways. This is the worst case scenario for bears, and also the best case scenario for bears at the same time if they're waiting. And I think there's a gap right here. This is the projected setup we had. We have a gap from down below. I think if it does that, I don't know if I can call it a trend continuation or whatever, because you have no dips whatsoever. Zero. Now, I don't think we're looking at something like this here, because this would really put a lot of people off. In terms of this pattern over here, it does not allow this. It does not allow it. doesn't allow it. So it needs to pull back, and I think we're gonna get that pullback on a monthly open and see what happens. So guys, just be careful with this thing and reclaim, retest, stop loss, right? With the potential candle that may or may not eat the stop. And then this trend line over here, do you see what I see? And I think this is our weekend territory right here that we shouldn't really touch. We should wait for it. And then MarketSpy will tell us what the next move is. Right now, bearish divergences, sure. Been trending up for days on end, sure. 12 green candles in a row, sure. Value line rejection, sure. The only thing that we're missing is the analysis on DSR. Flip the chart. Two configuration. One is weekly. The other one is monthly. So right off the bat, we're looking at the thinning of the pivot area and the compression of the CPR zone support right here, low and S. This is a back-to-back trade from here to here. We should expect lots of volatility here, some crazy moves. Go sideways and then bring it back home. It's likely going to drop. I don't think it's going to run this level immediately. I think we're going to have that pullback and then it's an automatic buy. That's what I think. But yeah, it's very thin. Right now at this level, anything goes. Anything goes. We had a rejection here. This is a monthly setup. So the next monthly candle here, it literally could go up or down. I'm not even joking here. But if it goes down, it'll be bought right back up. The overall trend is up. It's telling us it's up. And previous resistance sits at around 50K. So we have another potential, like an extension of this move all the way up to here. We're at HC, so thereabouts right there. So we have double of that to go. Now look how thin they are, right? We bounced away from here. If this gets run, like I said, it's going to be a very violent climb to 50s, very, very fast. It's gonna suck for a lot of bears. That's why I always tell you guys it sucks to be a bear, regardless. But look at the dump over here. But yeah, I was saying keep selling over here. Keep selling. Whatever you make, keep selling. Get rid of it. Get rid of your Bitcoin. Buy back later. So yeah, you know, here we are. If this level gets run, there's a volatility expansion. It says right here on the indicator, the thinning of these levels causes volatility expansion. You're gonna see it. It's gonna shock you. It's coming. I think pull back and then immediately up. So I'm short on the pullback. Developing CPR on the monthly is right here, and we bounced away from it right now. Would be nice if Bitcoin gave me a little flag. Yeah, break the parabola, fine. Break this line right here. Break it. Go back down to this point. Give me some flag. Consolidate. Bounce away from here. Give me that, 36 level. Go back to the open. Bounce away from here. We're doing great if that happens. Which I think is gonna. That's what's in the books, basically. From our previous stream, the stream before that, this is what we talked about. Nothing's changed. We're still tracking it. It's doing great. Blue zone, perceived logical resistance identified by many traders, speculators. Is it real? It's up to the market to decide. I don't know. What is here? It couldn't break above it, but it never really tried. This will be the first time we'll know if this is a resistance, because if it's not, then the real resistance, I believe, is actually right here. Why? Because it was previously support over here for this consolidation at the top. This resistance here that got run doesn't really mean anything. This was nothing. Okay, so the market is just playing with your mind here, telling you that, oh, we're hitting some. I don't know. You know, monthly candle coming up. We'll see how it goes. Divergences. Green cloud tells me that it's a buy the dip situation when it actually occurs. I don't know when that's actually, you know, weekend. I think we're gonna see some pullbacks over the weekend. 4 hour didn't even touch the 50 EMA. The ribbon is still intact. By the way, this grind line is the same as the ribbon, so we don't really need to paint anything. We can just see it right here. When that gets breached, well, we lost the trend support. As long as it's still here, as long as price is above it, even if it breaks your perfect straight line, later on you're going to call it a fake out and say, oh, it broke the trend line, but then it immediately went back up. Well, because it needs to break the actual historical price, which is the moving average. So its average is somewhere around here. We're way above the average. What does that mean? That means we're going to have a pullback, revert back to the mean eventually. 200 sits right here. This has not been retested. We just kind of bounced away from it, and we need to come back. This is also the first time we're above the weekly CPR consolidation zone right here. We talked about how the trend change is here. Do you see how the purple and the yellow lines are going flat, compressing? We have an impulse, and now we're seeing purple, and expansion is going to be much harder to start hitting these targets over here. So we'll dance around the CP point. Weekly chart is coming to an end. On Monday, we'll probably get a pullback, and I don't think there's going to be the next CPR. So what can happen is that this will go up here, and this level will get run. This will move up here. This is how we will know for sure that it's a trend change. Price will be somewhere around here, and it'll come back and test that level, and it's still a buy at that point. So we'll be trending above this in the mid 40s, as I have stated before, and that's going to happen on Monday. And the weekend could provide an opportunity for you to get out of your shorts. And another thing that can happen is that if this trend line breaks now and we start dumping, we're going to open a little CPR range somewhere around here, chop through it, potentially go lower, and it's going to start compressing, and we're going to be trending in this region right here. I'm leaning on this as a healthy behavior that's needed for us to go higher, because I think if we go high from here further up, I think we're going to fuck up the whole uptrend reversal continuation, and we will not clear previous highs, and there's no boom. It's over. It's over if we keep going up right now. It's over. People are going to over leverage, buy, jump on the trend, and they're going to mess it up again. They're going to fuck up the market. Excuse my language, but it's true. I'm just trying to be direct and honest about this. And I think it's gonna fucking crash us. That's what's going to happen, plain and simple in English. You know, that's what's going to happen. Because the traders are, you know, they're going to be back with their greed bullshit, and they're going to crash the market. However, if they chill their martinis right now and allow price to go sideways, you know, hesitate buying and see what it does. If it corrects a little bit and then they buy it in, I'm game as well. I think it's a great opportunity to buy it, and I think at that point we will resume trending up. But this could impulse up. No warning shots, and I'm ready for that. And I'm telling you, I'll be shorting into it. It's way too aggressive. It's made its distance. Last time when I evaluated this, I did not see this going higher. I thought 43 was the peak, and that we would pull back from there. And I'm going to stick to that idea until proven otherwise. Okay. I'm not going to reinvent and call different things every single day. You have other channels for that. You can go for Bull Bear, Bull Bear, Bull Bear, Crypto, Carl the Moon, who every day will give you shocking charts that you won't believe, that you absolutely must see before you die. And it's going to be flip-flopping between bull and bear. But here, let's, we like to stick to our analysis for a few days, maybe weeks, and then play it as required. So okay, let's see. Let's see when this drops. Correct. Remember, the buying happens in the mid range of this impulse candle right here, and that's going to be at the yellow tag over at around 35 with a potential overshoot lower. So 35 is what you're looking to buy into. If it drops there, automatically I am long, and I'll notify the platoon. But tomorrow I won't be there. On Sunday, before Monday begins, I'll jump back into the platoon and we'll do a session together inside of Discord, and we're going to try to identify like how we can better position ourselves for the next play, and obviously think about prioritizing account uniformity so that we don't end up losing anything on a trade or getting stuck in a position that's not necessarily necessary at all. If there is no trade, sometimes there is no trade. So let's see how she does. These divergences happen at the end of the trend. If this starts falling, we know it's the end of the trend, and we'll be trending down for the next month or so. But I don't think so. One quick look at a monthly chart over here. This is curling up. Look at the VVS over here. VVS is showing signs of life now. So quickly from here to here, you see why I think the real resistance is at the tip, the bottom of this spinning doji candle, which is mid 40s. It starts at mid 40s all the way to 50, 47 to 50. So in my case, my short position is going to get heavy over there. Look, from the bottom of this wick all the way to the top, where do we go? Right there. That's the theory. Now, from the top of the move down to where we bounce from, how much more space do we have? 47-ish. 47-ish. So keep that in mind. Anyways, in terms of like shorting, snap out of it. Think about when can we actually buy this darn thing so we can long it, because so far it hasn't really given us an opportunity to go long. We had one here last night. Okay, it's over with. It's done with. Now, can we actually get at least half of this move down? So this candle, this monthly candle, could print an opener that will retrace it back to here, 35.5. That's an automatic buy for me. That's an HC point, and it can actually overshoot and spring right back in. So when this opens and it goes red, pulls back up, gets stuck in there, goes down, the next candle is going to be green again, I believe. If this, however, goes up to here, it's going to get rejected. Like your first date is going to get rejected over here and go back down. to about 38, but I think at that point it will not hold. People will buy that level, it will go lower. So that's my take on it. Weekly, you can't stop this. It's already in progress. 1 day and 7 hours to go. It's going to close a little. It's gonna limp back a little bit. Hopefully. Goes back down a little bit. Gets stuck at the HC of this whole move. 35.5, 36. People will aim for the gap, not likely. But it's is there a mag 7 here? No. But it's got ways to go. It's got ways to go. Here's 5 day and same thing, like power moves happening. 4 days, bulls are in control until further notice. 3 days. Now this one's a little bit, you know, it's starting to pull back, but this still has space to go. Like all of the high time frames are bullish. So any dip, any pullback, I think is a buy. For me, this thing could last for a while. Here's daily. First red candle. You know, what can I say? It's the first red, and I don't know if we close the day with a red candle. Maybe it will close with another green candle. I don't know. We've been closing like green since here, right? And we went long over here and took profit somewhere around here. At 10% move, right? That was great. Okay, but now, yeah, we need a pullback. Now, what would be a classical way to sort of say, okay, here's the pullback? Well, these peaks over here, right here, is the area. Again, it falls to 35.5. It falls to HC. I see declining volume over here, going up. Now, it's not always a bad thing, not extremely bad, but usually when you have declining volume, you have severe pullbacks after that. Volume's going down, prices going up. In my technical analysis, that's bearish, right? Trends don't really change like this right away and just done, right? It was a consolidation. We had an impulse. We made the target. My idea here is that we need to pull back, and I think we will. What you saw here yesterday was the impulse candle. Refer back to the threaded chart that I posted in the platoon. It shows you what is expected to happen next. It's picture perfect. It's exactly as drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what's coming. So what are we looking at here? This thing, right? Is what we're looking at. Wink, wink. Is basically what we're looking at. And then boom, confluence. Boom, support. Boom, sideways. Boom, long. Let's do this. Do you want to be short here? I'm not, but I'm hedged. Meaning I'm going to get stuck in here even if why? I want to lock this level in on futures. If price goes up, I still think that this will be the place to go short, and when it comes back down, I'll exit my position. Or I'll exit right here and then get rid of that Bitcoin and purchase it over here again. So as to balance out so that there are no losses due to price fluctuation. And if we get a long setup, while I'm short, I'll be also long. And that will not affect my margin requirements because both of them will be using 1x. Okay, we can work with that. And I think that's a smart play right there. Because if you show me a chart with like so many green candles, I'll tell you. Do you want to sell Bitcoin here? Yeah, I think so. I'm willing to hold it a little higher, if that's what's necessary, what's required. If I can do this, if I can sell it around here, I will. But at the same time, if it's made it this far, 12 candles, 12 green days, you know there's going to be one red day that's going to wipe out like half of those 12 green days. Especially because we're still inside of a bigger range at play. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I could be wrong, but I'm not telling you to have a position here at all right now. I think it's a short reversal here. So if you're in a position, prepare to exit that. For buyers, prepare to go long. You have your areas of interest at 35.5 to be precise, but I'll probably start scaling in a little higher at 36.6 all the way down to 33.44 or wherever the gap is, just to be safe, on the off chance that this completely goes to shit. Something happens tomorrow, the Fed, this, that, markets, S&P new record highs. Imagine it opens up on Monday and there's a sell-off. This whole thing is gone, just like that. So that's why I'm hedged right now for Monday. And yeah, let's wait. Let's see what happens. Alrighty then. What leverage do you recommend on scalps, CR? Not leverage. Contracts according to your stop loss will determine your leverage. Clifton, Sunday, let's do it. We're gonna jump into platoon and we're gonna drill through leverage. The final word, the final verdict on what it is and how to use it and what the realities are of why these exchanges offer it and how we should, why is it there in the first place? It's there to speculate, but it's also a hedge against volatility, and we need to understand the difference between 1x versus buying and selling on spot. What are the advantages there? So let's talk about that on Sunday when we analyze these charts in preparation for Monday, and then at the same time cover all things leverage. But there's no one recommendation. I think you need to go on cross, and you need to understand position size. Contracts will determine your leverage. Okay, great. Looking forward. Me too. All right, so how do you explain to your kid what you do with these charts? For sure you receive many interesting questions. I tell him, Daddy can be free and go play with you if this thing over here, when the position is open, turns green. But Daddy can go and play with you if it's red. Daddy has to babysit another baby, which is here. You can't see that baby, but it's in here, embedded in this picture. That's what I'm drawing, entertaining it. That's the only explanation there. They go, okay, all right. Then they come back 30 minutes, 5 minutes later. Is it green? No, it's not. It takes time. We'll go to the beach tomorrow, I don't know, maybe. That's not guaranteed. Jokes aside, good chat. I like it. Nice. Recent weekly hammer produced a massive breakout. Yesterday's daily hammer candle looks very bullish, also like Thor's revenge. It is. And here's the thing about Bitcoin, right? This is also something that I'm thinking about. Look, let's go open this. Like, just turn all these drawings off. We're like trying to figure out. Look at this chart. Tell me who has higher chances of winning here, regardless of when they buy or sell, bulls or bears. Like, even traders, in terms of time, in terms of returns, in terms of like speculation. bear. I'm only a bear when I'm presented with a very, very bad, naughty, shitty company that is absolutely showing signs of death and going to zero. You short it to death until there's nothing, until you bankrupt the exchange. Not really bankrupt, but make them really mad. Short squeezes, how come we never have like long squeezes, you know? Long squeeze, long squeeze, long squeeze. It happens so fast and boom, it's right back on track. S&P's posting all-time highs again. Like, what's going on? Now, if you look at this chart of Bitcoin, if you're 1x long anywhere here, you will win. Yeah, they'll murder you in terms of fees, but you have futures. Maybe you don't pay fees over there. But if you were to buy spot and hold it, or sell it at any point in time, I don't know. The thing is, I was not here to buy it. I was somewhere around here to buy my first Bitcoin when it was like $2,000 something. I remember that. $2016, heard about it. 2017 over here, easy. Looked at this chart. I was like, we're gonna run this level, buy it. I think it's going to do things. And it went up, and that was the uptrend. And it's like, you look at the cycle over here, 1, 2, and then the third one. My 3 L's, 1, 2, 3, dump. 1, 2, we're gonna have a little correction. 3, and we're gonna dump. But look, I think this chart just speaks to you. Like you look at this chart and you say, yeah. I realize that looking for a long opportunity is more rewarding. Even if you zoom in, there are a lot of opportunities to long overall. But we don't have that kind of time. We don't got time to wait for years. We need to look in here and figure out what the next candle is going to be. If this is going to be a profitable candle or what. And if it is, then we need to be a part of that candle and we need to be long. By the way, CME 2 days later, it's going to open up. There's the markets are opening in 2 days. We may get another gap. And if we start dumping over the weekend, wouldn't make sense. There's no reason to close this gap. So I think it may actually push a little higher and then down again and sideways, and then we may gap up, but there's going to be an instant rejection and we're coming back down again. Now here's the trend line. Now you saw a trend line on the performance chart on the close of the candle, a line chart. Now if I'm using Wix, which, you know, if the market wants to really maximize its full potential here, then I think that this could be the place. So this candle that we projected is going to end up hitting this particular resistance. And again, look at that, mid 40s. It brings us to 45. If we have a breakout, we're going to be grinding down again, not up. If we hit it and get rejected immediately, I think we go sideways, hit it, and then go down. Either way, this thing is going back down, in my opinion. Now, I know it looks extremely bullish, but I would say that most traders just a week ago were like terrified that this is going to go to zero. And many of them went short here because they were watching some level that they made up in their heads, and they said, you know, if this level breaks these 2 wicks, or these, you know, something breaks here, you know, a lot of people went short here. If this is short squeeze, then volume is declining. That means who's buying it? It's not like there's refreshed demand, new demand. It could be a short squeeze, in which case the end is nigh. The end is nigh for this move, and then we reload, refresh, and remember the analysis that we did At that point, we'll see a double bottom. And then things are going to get really, really interesting. IMO. But not in a million years like this. Sorry, off the charts. Not like this. Not like this without a correction. No, I refuse to believe I'm not part of it. You know what? I'm going to short it on purpose just because of that. And probably get liquidated. I'm joking. See, you never act on emotions. I don't really care where it goes. I just want to see how it does. My job is to capture 1, 2, 3 candles, make sure they're profitable, and that's it. I don't really care. So, going into Monday, we need to see what is going to be the play for Bitcoin on that monthly open and how the market is going to receive that. We have bullish candles all over the place, but how many times have you witnessed bullish candles and bullish setups and everything is bullish and you long it and that's how you end up longing the top? Is that not true? It is true because it was so obvious that everyone is just going long all at the same time on bullish signals. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's been going up for a little while now. Even considering like all this consolidation, the distance that's required. We're pretty much right there. And there's a big difference here, okay? There's a big difference here. It's like, a couple of $1,000 more CR. Yeah, who cares, right? I don't want to die. Is your inner voice screaming. I know. That's what I'm saying. No position is advised here. If it goes higher, I am personally short. If it goes lower, I am going long. If it starts to show signs on life on lower time frames, because higher time frames are all looking hella bullish. If we see baseline reclaims or failed setups on lower time frames and price just goes up and volume increases, because so far it's been declining volume. Check it out, volume's been declining. However, this is on a daily time frame, right? You go to a weekly time frame, you're like, what are you talking about? Volume is declining. It's been rising. One candle, bigger candle, and the next one, is it going to be a bigger? It's kind of tricky. What do you mean by volume is there? How do you analyze volume? You know, what are you really looking at? Where's the resistance here on this chart? I don't know. It's at mid 40s up to 50. To me, it seems that makes more sense than this. Okay. She's right there. She's right there. Anyways, it's coming back down. It needs to come down. Let's wait for it to come down. All you guys who are short for whatever reason, I don't know. I never said anything about a short. Yes, I said take profit and we're going up. So if you ended up in a short somehow, no shame in the game, you know, break even. My rule that saved my butt throughout the years is that if I got myself an entry and price went in the opposite direction, I wait it out. I do whatever is necessary to get it closer to where the price is, to a relevant level that I think we're going to take a little pause. And when price comes back down, I go out, break even. You may make the mistake of thinking that, hey, as long as you're short and price starts falling, and then all of a sudden you see yourself in profit, you'll say, hey, what if I just, I don't know, what if I just hold it and it goes lower? And then finally my initial analysis comes true. No, if it didn't come true the minute you went long, if price is just not moving in that direction, then something's off. Something's off, and you need to question every single step. And so I always break even when price comes back for me. All I do is take profit on fees. That's it. That's all I'm looking forward to and all I'm thankful for, grateful for. If the market gives me that chance, I take it. I humbly step away and I say, okay, I need to reassess because clearly we're not seeing eye to eye here, Mr. Market. Right? So I recommend you do the same and do not hold. And when there's a signal to take profit, take profit. There's no reason to go short. If you're short from here, you know, ATR does not lie. That's overly excessive. You just don't know. It's better to secure that profit, and then you can go short again later on. You can go again 1x here. Oh, it overshoots. Okay, consolidate, buy it here. Boom, rejection starts creeping down. It's going to dip a little bit. Exit that at break even. You're good. You still maintain that balance. You still have your Bitcoin. Everything's fine. And you're still profitable because you took profit on time. Number one mistake that traders make is they don't take profit on time. Because there aren't really any publicly available methods besides people telling you like price points and levels, and you have to be patient, and they disregard the risk adjustment that needs to happen as prices move up or down, because it is your position is it's always changing. It's always your risk is not the same. Like you calculate it using the risk pane, you get in and you say, okay, here's the number of contracts, but as price starts to move about and you start adding, subtracting, your risk changes all the time. It's already hard enough to calculate it the first time, but if you have to do it like this in real time as price is moving and you have to keep up with it, yeah, your risk profile, you know, it gets adjusted every single step along the way. I'm seeing interest here, and now potentially on this candle. This candle does not break. This candle does not break. The only hope for bears here would be this flag right now is going to post again up to 36 and then maybe get rejected from there and go back to this. It has to be this way, unfortunately. My bear friends, if you're out there listening, watching, I don't know who you are, where you are, but if that's the case, I'm just trying to explain to you like what you can expect. That's the minimum. The minimum right here at 43 exactly. We go back down, support, this will probably break at that point. So be careful, but also don't freak out. Know that we have been. These are not dips to buy. This is not even a dip. This was not a dip. Yeah, it was a small short trade. There was another one over here, but it's not like it's not a true retest, a multi-day sort of how hackers refer to penetration test. You know, penetrating the level. You know, messing with it. Nibbling it, biting it, and then realizing that shit, it holds, and then we impulse away. You know, it takes time, and we haven't seen it. You know, it's a straight line up. If you work with a daily chart, like I do, and you look at it, you buy the dip on a daily chart, not on a 50-minute chart. Where's my dip? Where is it? I can see the dip over here. I can see the dip over here. Hell, I saw the dip over here. Saw dips over here, but well, you know, I understand we're not ranging, but even when we're trending in waves. We're not just trending like this, you know, with little points of little cool off points. It doesn't happen that way. You know what I mean? That short. I wish I could switch accounts on the app. It's very annoying. You need to sign off and then sign in. Maybe I should do a sub account so I can use it on the. I think that's the purpose of it, isn't it? Use a sub account, transfer like the main funds onto the sub account. You don't have to log off and then log in with the different account credentials. So right now, my profit taking would be somewhere around here at 45, right at the top of this structure right here, like this consolidation, this main consolidation. So I think this is taken out R2 maybe again. 4,500, and then more sideways, and maybe even more down for. I don't know. It's let's see. But it's going to get pretty crazy up there. Using these metrics here provided by DSR, we can see that volatility is going to get pretty crazy. I don't know if it's going to shoot up from here like a freaking volcano, or it's going to crap out and then completely shock people with a nice, swift little pullback of 4,000 point, like 10%, and then go back up again to this level. You know, I just know that it happens around here, and this is where you don't. But you know, if you were long here, then obviously the logic is you're probably peaking. You're probably peaking around here. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'm parched. Let's get some water. Crypto Multiplier says, I had so many problems with the API, so I stopped using the Pro app. What do you mean? What Pro app? There are no problems with API if you're using VPN. VIP. It is VIP. For VIPs only. But if you're using VPN, it should be that could be the thing causing it. VPN. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, but I think it's worth it. It's not like it's unsolvable. There's a way to set it up properly, and no one's having any issues whatsoever. Nobody, zero. Maybe initially, but there's help in Discord, and if you have any questions, you can DM me or one of our guys from the team, Sykes, Transgenic. You can ask them about what's needed to set it up. Yeah, and there's a support channel, and whatever problems people had in the past has been solved. API Bybit.com, Bybit, the company, they were having issues with API, upgrading it, and so it was a little flaky for a little while, but it's okay now. It works. Since day one, I've had zero issues. Zero. But I had to take my time. Very slow setup. Tweaked one thing, tweaked another. Played with the chaser a little bit. Set up the keys properly. It's doable. I think you should try it again, because hey, so there's this developing CPR at this level. I think we're gonna have one more pullback. I think there's a buying opportunity here also. So I have some buy orders that are scaled in this region on a daily ATR. For what it's worth, I don't know. Now, I do believe that we cannot be bouncing on the Armageddon ribbon, which is the 50 EMA, forever on 1 hour chart. We just can't. Even in bullish environments, as a non-stop bull, which is, there comes a point where we have to break it, go back down to 238 at this point where it's sitting. Trust me, that DSR line over here, the green line, is so thin. It's gonna get crazy here. I would suggest we stay away from it for the weekend. See what happens, See what happens. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is all we had for today. Beautiful short, beautiful long assessment here. If you played it, I played it. I played when it ran this point over here. I went with like 5,000 contracts here. It was good. But yeah, I'm not expecting. I mean, we usually run these levels. Like I said, I expected this to go up to here and up to here only. I don't I don't see any reason why I would go higher without first a decent correction. I think over the weekend we may see something along the lines of what could be defined as a correction. But beautiful lessons here. Bam, triangle, breakout, failure. Took both lows and highs, resumed, consolidated again. Breakdown, breakout. Took out the lows, reverse, took out the highs, consolidating again. Bull flag. What is it gonna do? What is it gonna do? Break up, opposite of this, and then fail is what it's going to do. Unless it's ready to start bleeding out, and this is where it can bounce. But then I don't know how big of a bounce it'll be. So I'm expecting that to be, feels a little toppish. Behavior-wise, this price feels a little toppish, but this is your sensei here. This is your teacher, price action. And you can see exactly what it does, what to expect. Traditional education, bull flag, breakout, retest, entry, continuation. What price really does is bull flag, breakout, failure, resumption, continuation. So you need to position yourself accordingly every time you see patterns like these, because get a little tricky. Two of them back to back, two consolidations, same thing in the opposite direction, and the same thing is happening right now. That chart that I have in the platoon, that's the final destination for this price action. Okay, refer to that chart. This is the final impulse that we had. I don't know what to expect after that. Now that pullback is measured to be somewhere around here. You have two options: hedge it on futures. You may do so now, or you may wait for it to go a little higher. Mid 40s is my max range. 43 is my absolute favorite number. And for those of you who are into Fibonacci's and everything, do your magic and see where we are in terms of like this. I mean, here's the low. I don't know, let's assume that monthly close is going to be here. Pull back down to what? 28 level? Maybe those tiny little breakouts, fake outs, rejections are telling us that this bull flag is going to do what it's doing right now on lower time frames. Because it's a mirror. It's a mirror of sentiment. It's just higher time frames. So this is a fake out. And it's going to go here, and then it's going to go up. What are we looking at? 37? This trend line? Does that make sense? I think wait a second. I think maybe that's what price is trying to tell us right now. Okay, it's trying to tell us that look, you've seen it happen here, and now you have the star of the show, right here. The kunai knife that we talked about last time. Monthly open. Why not come back, sweep these guys, bounce away from here, go up here, grind, come back down. And grind a monthly second candle up with a nice wick at HC. Now, why not? Here, here, and here. I don't know, to me that would be the perfect setup. Not this going higher. Oh, breakout traders get wrecked. Let's see if this is the case now. And if it is the case and it's actually going to pull back according to our analysis, then I don't know. We'll do something special to celebrate that kind of I mean, if we can guess it and assess it correctly, which I think. One. There's two. Definitely another one here somewhere. Three. It has to be. Big range here. Multiple breaks. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe even this, right? Could be looking at something like this. And then a breakout here. Somewhere in this. Close the gap, right? And breakout, close this gap. Yeah, this would be healthy. This going up, not healthy, because no, we shouldn't. If this market is smart and the retail doesn't influence it, because if the retail shows interest right now and starts entering, then the big players would also help push the price up and actually not take any profits now. They'll wait until everyone's invested, and then they'll literally take the top off from here the second time around and, call it a day. So traders around the world better not get too excited about this price action right now. So like breakouts, bullish candles, this and that. Bro, you were ready to sell your whole portfolio here. What happened? You flipped bullish because we had two green candles on a weekly chart. You know what I mean? So this yellow part over here, this is the open. This is the open monthly open, right? Right here. It sits at 35. It's gonna take a while, but we're coming back to that level eventually. This green orb, if this doesn't push up soon, is going to cross below here. Hit the 50 MA, like so. Price will go back down here. So the green orb will be at 50 MA right here. Price will be at this trend line right here, and it will bounce from here. This is our next mini buy area, but I don't think it'll make it. It'll bounce up, go about here, maybe post a double top, and then finally break that trend line and go lower. And we're definitely buying here. So that plan has already been set in motion. We already know that this is what we're waiting for. Question is, what is it going to do here? If it posts a flag, breaks out and goes higher, then I'm not ready for that. I have no comments. I'm looking at mid 40s as the final target, and I'm looking for definite short, and hopefully it'll be like a short and a wick. So trying to capture like some area over here, close it to like mid 40s, just a little more if this bull flag plays out, right? So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. I hope I'll have a minute or two to actually sit in front of the charts and trade it, which I doubt. But on Sunday, if Bitcoin can prolong this session till Sunday before making a big move, that'll be very much appreciated. And that's when we'll organize a live platoon stream, and we'll just start crack-a-lacking price action inside of the platoon, inside of Discord. That's it for me, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the weekend. Take some rest. It was a good week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have a Twitter, Facebook, you know what to do. I would really appreciate that. And I'll be seeing you soon. Day from now. Until then, Crypto Ranger out. Signing off on a positive note and wishing you all good health, prosperity, and most of all, patience when dealing with this. You'll be all right. You guys underwater, prepare to take profit when this thing comes around and touches your entry. Have your limit set on buy automatically. Go long and get out of there. And then just relax, take a few days off. Obviously, your assessment, for whatever reason, if you went short, there was something off about your analysis. And I think your mind, your soul, your heart is telling you, you need a little break, a couple of days off, just to sit back and observe what this thing does. But that's it for me. And thank you again for tuning in. You guys. Thank you, P-Chan. I'll see you later. See you soon, Sykes. Cheers.